Guys, now I know all eyes are focused on this election right now, but we have way bigger problems coming in the near future. That's what we're going to go over today. 8 predictions from the World Economic Forum for 2030. You guys are watching Talks with Ryan. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and let's get into today's video. Alright guys, what's up and welcome back. I'm trying this thing out different than I've ever done before because I feel like the other way I was doing videos, basically running my images across the screen and talking over things, just wasn't working. I couldn't be myself. I couldn't say what I wanted to say. I always had a time limit. It was just too much, you know what I mean? But the overlords basically at the World Economic Forum, I don't know what power they have. I know they're super corporate business executives that run this world, but I don't know why they have a say, or even, you know, their predictions are coming true. That's why I say they have a say in our future. But this is an article from the World Economic Forum, and it's called 8 Predictions for the World in 2030. Now, before I get into it, I want to show you guys this. I showed you before in another video. It's called CV19, The Great Reset, and it's from Klaus Schwab, who is the chairman of the World Economic Forum, executive chairman. And basically it talks about all this virus and pandemic and everything from the beginning when it started all the way up to current. And if you read through the book, it will go ahead and tell you how it's going to end and why they must have it. I mean, the man himself quoted, "The pandemic represents a rare but narrow window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world." That was his voice. I'm almost thinking he's a robot or something because he has no emotion. His voice never changes. I don't know. He's just a very odd guy. But for some reason, they have a say in what we do in this world and how we're going to live our world.
First, I think it's very important to know that the COVID-19 pandemics just has accelerated certain trends which we had seen before and which actually were discussed in Davos this year. The lack of paying sufficient attention to the environment. So what we will see now is acceleration of those trends, and of course, a unique opportunity to reset our global agenda. Because if we don't address those issues, we will end up in a much worse world than we are today. So let's use this window of opportunity and let's recreate a global framework which really is in line with the requirements of a society in the 21st century.
Now, here's the way I look at our world. It's a quote from Thomas Paine. It says that he who would make his own liberty secure must guard even his enemies from oppression. For if he violates this duty, he establishes a precedent that will reach to himself. More or less, he's saying, if you don't guard the freedoms and the liberties of every single person, just like the hands of censorship, basically it will come back around and it will eventually, reap what it sows. If you call to censor somebody today, tomorrow it could be you. And that's the same with liberties and freedoms. If you choose to oppress somebody or to even allow someone to be oppressed, you're opening, it may not affect you personally right then, but you are opening a door that you cannot shut back yourself unless you make a point to shut it right then. Because if you leave it open very long, a lot of different stuff can change. And, it may be a year down the road, it may be a day later, but it's going to come back and it's going to find you. But anyways, let's get back to these 8 predictions. I'm going to run over them real quick. I'm kind of running this, just winging it. World Economic Forum. I will put the link to this in the description of the video. 8 predictions for the world in 2030. All products will have become services. Now, this is speaking from the individual's point. I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own any appliances or clothes. Basically, it says in 2030 is a distant memory. Shopping is a distant memory in the city of 2030, whose inhabitants have cracked clean energy and borrow what they need on demand. It sounds utopian, until she mentions that her every move is tracked, and outside the city live swaths of discontents. The ultimate depiction of a society split in two. More or less, those who conform and, agree to give up their liberties and freedoms and live this way, you'll get to live in the city. You'll be watched like a hawk, but you'll get to at least live a semi-normal life. And those who don't will be in this every move is tracked. And outside the city live swaths of discontents. And basically that's going to be our division. They always got to keep a division in there. So that will be the new division. You will be put out. Number 2, the global price on carbon. So more or less, they're playing this. CO2 is going to be priced. Our emissions and setting the world on a path towards a single carbon price. I mean, it's life. Carbon is life, and they're going to find a way to market it. I mean, it's more tyrannical than you could probably ever imagine. But these are the predictions from the one who wrote the book that I just showed you, that knows every single thing that's going on right now and can tell you how it's going to end. U.S. dominance is over. We have had a handful of global powers. Nation states will have staged a comeback. And it says a handful of countries, instead of one single force, it'll be U.S., Russia, China, Germany, India, and Japan chief among them. And basically, one world government. That's what they're preaching there. Number 4, farewell to hospitals. Hello, homespital. Technology will have further disrupted disease. It says the hospital as we know it will be on its way out, with fewer accidents thanks to self-driving cars. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to cut down on a bunch. That's going to have to come a long way. This is a big reach that they're planning here. And great strides in preventive and personalized medicine. So who knows? That could be GMOs, genetically modified to fit your DNA. Who knows what they got planned? Scalpels and organ donors are out, and tiny robotic tubes and bioprinted organs are in. So more or less, if you need an organ, there's not going to be an organ donor anymore. They're going to 3D print you an organ and pop it in you and send you out the door. Number 5, we are eating much less meat, rather like our grandparents, who were honest and hardworking, and for the most part, pretty healthy overall. We will eat meat as a treat rather than a staple. It says it won't be big agriculture or little artists and producers that win, but rather a combination of the two. With convenience food redesigned to be healthier and less harmful to the environment. You notice how they left the people out of there? Healthier and less harmful to the environment. Not to us. So who knows? This may be a part to help with the medical part of it. Keep them sick. And you can keep them spending. Number 6, today's Syrian refugees, 2030 CEOs. Now I know these people overseas, they live a hard life, with the wars that America has thrown at them. All these other countries have always tried to take down the little guy and bully every country they can. And I know they want to come overseas here and try to start a new life. It says, as climate change will have displaced 1 billion people. It's going to be, what they have planned here is totally different from anything we've ever seen. This is what they're calling the 4th Industrial Revolution. And that's not me saying that. That's according to Klaus Schwab, the chief executive of the World Economic Forum. Number 7, the values that built the West will have been tested to a breaking point. We forgot checks and balances that bolstered our democracies at our peril, which means our way of life is done. Our old ways, our Constitution, our civil rights, our, anything we have right now that holds us as free human beings and individualism is gone, is what this is saying. It's going to be a new world. And I don't think too many people is going to be very fond of it. Number 8. Now this one is a really long reach, and there's a million different thoughts about this. You can leave what you think in the comment section below. By the 2030s, we'll be ready to move humans toward the red planet, Mars. What's more, once we get there, we'll probably discover evidence of alien life. Chief scientist at NASA, big science will help us answer some big questions about life on Earth, as well as opening up practical applications for space technology, says the World Economic Forum. Now, I was going to play this video, but turns out it's like 2 hours long, so I'm not even going to get into that. But I really wanted to show you guys this because, like I said, this guy wrote this book, and there's also 2 other books that he's wrote. This one here, The Fourth Industrial Revolution, and Shaping the Future for the Fourth Industrial Revolution, all by Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum. And if you're interested in buying these, which are paperback and they're pretty cheap, I think that Great Reset book's only like $6. I have the links, the Amazon links, in the description of this video. You can click on those, and if you purchase it through that link, Amazon won't get all the money, and I'll actually get a little kickback off of that. So only if you're planning, and you really want to purchase this book to read it for yourself, which I've bought one, $6. Just basically it's a playbook for what's going on right now, in my opinion. And I could even read that on one of my videos. We could go over the whole book, and people, if y'all want to do that, maybe let me know in the comment section below also. But other than that, guys, these books will be in the comment section below. The Great Reset is on its way, guys. So grab the old crap bar and hang on, because they got a lot of plans for us. And I don't think most people is ready to go on this ride. I know I'm not. And this will play into so many other things, especially when it comes down to almost a dictatorship of a world government. I don't know how they're going to work that out. But the scariest part, scariest part about all this is when it talks about the people and how they have them divided. They have the people outside the city. Where was that at? Sounds utopian until she mentions that her every move is tracked.
And outside the city live swaths of discontents.
Ultimate depiction of society split in two. They're saying right there, hey guys, you're either going to play by the rules or you're going to live outside the fence. So let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about this new setup. And guys, make sure and leave a thumbs up. Share the video if you enjoy the content. Find it newsworthy and share worthy. And other than that, take care of yourself, and I will see you all in the next video.
Guys, we all live different lives, but yet we all have the exact same problems. And that, I feel, is by design. Now, what I plan out of these videos is to help further the knowledge of the ones of you who are in the know, and to start waking up people who are not in the know. Knowledge always has been and always will be power. So guys, do me a favor and make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video.